Hello learners and televiewers. I am Rose Karen Dela Cruz of Mabini Homesite Integrated School, your teacher presenter for today's lesson. Our lesson for today is all about degrees of comparison of adjectives. At the end of the lesson, you are expected to first identify the degrees of comparison of adjectives. Second, compose clear and coherent sentences using appropriate degrees of adjectives. Are you ready? Great! Look at the pictures and read the sentences. The guava is big. The mango is bigger than the guava. The papaya is biggest among the three fruits. What do you call to the underlined words in the sentences? Right! The underlined words big, bigger, and biggest are adjectives. They describe fruits, guava, mango, and papaya. Adjectives can be used to compare persons, groups, or things. There are 3 degrees of comparison of adjectives. These are the positive degree, comparative degree, and superlative degree. Positive degree is used when nothing is being compared. Example, the street is narrow. The adjective narrow describes the street. The perfume is expensive. The adjective expensive describes the perfume. Another example, the problem is difficult to solve. The adjective difficult describes the problem. Comparative degree is used when 2 persons, groups, or things are compared. Example, the street is narrower than the one we passed. Remember, we add er to the adjective to show comparison. The word than is placed after the adjective. Another examples, the perfume is more expensive than the one I bought last month. The problem is less difficult than the other one. If the adjective has 3 or more syllables, like the adjective expensive, we put more or less before the adjective. Superlative degree is used when 3 or more persons, groups, or things are being compared. Example, the street is narrowest of all the streets in our town. Remember, we add est to the adjective to show comparison. The word the is placed before the superlative adjective. Let's have another example. This perfume is the most expensive of the 3. This problem is the least difficult of them all. If an adjective has 3 or more syllables, like the adjective expensive in the example, we put most or least before the adjective. To understand more about our lesson, the following will help you recall the rules you learned on the degrees of comparison of adjectives. 1. The comparatives of many adjectives with one or two syllables are formed by adding er to their positive forms. Their superlatives are formed by adding est to the positive. Take a look at the examples. We have tall for positive, taller for comparative, and tallest for superlative. Another example. We have low, lower, and lowest. If the positive degree of an adjective ends in e, the comparative degree is formed by adding r, and the superlative degree by adding st to the positive. Examples: brave, braver, bravest. Also, we have large, larger, largest. If the positive degree of an adjective ends in y, preceded by consonant, the y is changed to I before adding er or est. Let's study this chart. The first column is in the positive form, comparative in the second, and in third column is superlative. Sunny, sunnier, sunniest. Pretty, prettier, prettiest. If the positive degree of an adjective consists of one syllable ending in a single consonant preceded by a single vowel, the consonant is doubled before er or est is added. Let us study this chart. The first column is in the positive form, comparative in the second column, and in third column is superlative. Hot, hotter, hottest. Big, bigger, biggest. Number 2. The comparatives and superlatives of multi-syllable adjectives are formed by adding more or less and most or least to the positive form. Examples: expensive, more expensive, most expensive. Generous, more generous, most generous. The comparatives and superlatives of irregular adjectives are formed by changing the spelling. Let's study this chart. The first column is in the positive form, the second column is in the comparative form, and last column is in the superlative form. Good, better, best. Little, less, least. Many or much, more, most. Bad or ill, worse or worst. 4. Never use more, most, less, and least with words to which er and est have been added. Let's try this. Which is the correct sentence? He is more older than I, or he is older than I. Correct. He is older than I. 5. Use the article the only before an adjective in the superlative degree. Let's try this. Which is the correct sentence? This acacia is the oldest tree in our town. Or, this acacia is the older tree than coconut. Very good! This acacia is the oldest tree in our town? To know if you really understood our lesson, let us answer the activities. Complete the table with the comparatives and superlatives. The given adjectives are hot, large, and bad. Let us check your answers. Hot, hotter, hottest. Large, larger, largest. Bad, worse, worst. Good job! All your answers are correct. Give the correct form of the adjective in the parentheses to complete each sentence. Number 1. I guess my mother is the blank cook in the whole world. The adjective is good. Correct! I guess my mother is the best cook in the whole world. Number 2. Reducing is a blank means of waste disposal. The adjective is effective. You got it right. Reducing is an effective means of waste disposal. Number 3. Rose is blank than Daisy. The adjective is beautiful. Very good. Rose is more beautiful than Daisy. Let's have another activity. Write your own sentences using each of the following adjectives. Number 1, shorter. Number 2, tall. Number 3, smartest. Number 4, bigger. Number 5, tasty. Now, let us check your sentences. Number 1 is shorter. The adjective shorter is in the comparative form. Your sentence may look like this. Her hair is shorter than it was before. Number 2 is tall. The adjective tall is in the positive form. Your sentence may look like this. My brother is tall. Number 3 is smartest. The adjective smartest is in the superlative form. Your sentence may look like this. Maria is the smartest girl in our class. Number 4 is bigger. The adjective bigger is in the comparative form. Your sentence may look like this. Your desk is bigger than mine. Number 5 is tasty. The adjective tasty is in the positive form. Your sentence may look like this. She served us tasty fruits. Good job! All your answers are correct. You did a great job. I hope you had a meaningful and fun learning experience with me. Again, this is Teacher Rose Karen Dela Cruz of Mabini Homesite Integrated School. Have a good day. Bye!